Medicaid Waiver Programs, a Griffin Hammis production tailored for Alaska.
I just finished high school, and I'd like to get a job, maybe as a scientist. I'd also like to move out of my parents' house. I'm going to need some help, but I'm not sure where to start looking.
Congratulations on finishing high school. It's great that you want to work and move out of your parents' house. To get help, have you heard of Medicaid Waiver Programs?
I think I've heard of Medicaid, but not waiver programs. What are those?
A Medicaid waiver program gives people with certain disabilities help to live and work in the community. In Alaska, there are several programs. 3 are for people with a developmental disability.
What's a developmental disability?
It's a disability that started before you turn 22 years old and limits your ability to do things in 3 or more areas of life like self-care, learning, moving around, and living independently.
That sounds like my disability. So, what are the 3 programs that might help me?
The first is the People with Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Waiver. The second is the Individualized Supports Waiver. And the third is the Adults with Physical and Developmental Disabilities Waiver.
Can anyone with a developmental disability get into one of those programs?
Not everyone. You must need a level of care that is typically provided in a long-term care facility for people with developmental disabilities, which is a place that provides help throughout the day with self-care, making decisions, participating in activities, moving around, and living independently. You must also be eligible for Medicaid.
I have a developmental disability and I need help during the day with things like self-care and participating in activities. But I don't have Medicaid. Is there a way I can get Medicaid?
Medicaid is state government health insurance. It pays for medical services and it has special programs like Medicaid waivers that pay for the services to help you live and work in the community. There are lots of ways you can get Medicaid if you have a disability. For example, if you get the Supplemental Security Income Cash Benefit, called SSI for short, or you get the Adult Public Assistance Cash Benefit, called APA for short, then you are eligible for Medicaid. If you have too much money to qualify for SSI and APA, you might qualify for Medicaid if you have income below 3 times the maximum SSI amount. If you're working, you also might be eligible for Medicaid through the Working Disabled Medicaid buy-in. You can learn more about ways to qualify for Medicaid at ak.db101.org.
Well, I applied for SSI. If I get approved, will I be eligible for Medicaid?
Yes, having SSI makes you eligible for Medicaid. You can apply for Medicaid at a Division of Public Assistance office.
Okay, got it. Is there an age limit for Medicaid waiver programs?
For the People with Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Waiver and the Individualized Supports Waiver, you can be any age. For the Adults with Physical and Developmental Disabilities Waiver, you must be 21 years of age or older.
So, if I get into a Medicaid waiver program, what kind of help can I get?
You can get lots of different services. All 3 waivers help people keep or improve their self-help and social skills. They also offer training and support for keeping a job, recreational activities outside the home, respite care for unpaid caregivers, and transportation to access community resources and activities. Some of the waivers also help with activities of daily living and with getting medical equipment that Medicaid might not cover otherwise. Some waivers provide additional services, such as host home care, home modifications for health and safety, meals, and private duty nursing services.
Wow, would I get all those services?
Not necessarily. You'd work with a team to decide the services and the service providers that will meet your specific needs.
That sounds great, but there's one more thing I'm wondering about. I want to get a job. Can I still get help from a Medicaid waiver program if I have a job?
Yes. In fact, you're not only allowed to have a job, you're encouraged to. All 3 of the waiver programs we mentioned offer services to help you get and keep a job.
This is great. I think I'm ready to get started. So, how do I apply?
Call or visit an Aging and Disability Resource Center or the Developmental Disabilities Resource Connection. You can find their contact information at health.alaska.gov. On that website, scroll down to and click Disability Care, then click Aging and Disability Resource Centers or Developmental Disabilities Resource Connection under the Resources section of the page. Some of the waiver programs have a wait list. If you have an intellectual or developmental disability, the Developmental Disabilities Resource Connection can help you with understanding eligibility requirements, applying, joining a waiting list if needed, and exploring options for support. You can also learn about Alaska's 2 other waivers: Alaskans Living Independently Waiver and Children with Complex Medical Conditions Waiver by scrolling further down on the Disability Care page to get to the Home-Based Care section and clicking Home and Community-Based Services, HCBS, waivers. To see more videos like this one, go to ak.db101.org. Knowledge is power. Take time to learn more about Medicaid waiver programs.